This was Melina with How's Your Mental Health with Melina and Beth, and you are.
Hey, I'm Beth.
Um, Last week we did a serious video on acceptance of your abuse and the mental health diagnosis, and the if you had to take medication, you have to accept that fact. And that was a very serious subject. Well, this week is also a very serious subject. It is on triggers, warning signs, and um, I have a thing here that talks about it, and I will probably pull it up. I'm not sure if anybody will be able to see it. If you can't see it, I'll just take it back off and I'll read it. So let's see what happens here. Okay, can you read that, Beth?
No, it was too small.
Too small? All right, I'll go ahead and take it off then. All right, the first thing I want to say is the site I got this stuff off of, okay? And it's called Triggers and Warning Signs - Stop It Now. All right, I want to put that out there, so if anybody wants to look up this information themselves, they can.
And let's not forget, we're not mental health professionals. We're just two friends that meet up on Sundays to discuss a couple of things, hoping that we can help somebody or kind of be a friend to them virtually through our podcast.
And a lot of the stuff that I talk about is stuff that I deal with. I want to give you my own experiences. That way, those of you who may be able to can understand that you're not alone. Okay? All right. Remember, I don't think it's a URL, even though that's where I got it from, but it's called Triggers and Warning Signs - Stop It Now. This is where I got this information off of. And this is a lot of information, so please bear with me. The first thing it says is warning signs are the things that alert us and other people that something is wrong or that there is a potential danger or hazard. With regard to sexual offending, it includes physical, behavioral, and emotional in children and adults. Now, for me, a lot of my warning signs are behavioral. I mean, even Beth noticed earlier this morning when we were out to eat, I was spacing out. My anxiety was going up. She wanted me to tell her what was wrong, but for a little while I couldn't. I couldn't say anything. But she was patient and she just kept saying, "What's going on?" And I was finally able to explain what was going on. That was a warning sign. Now, if I had been there, say, by myself, I'm not sure that wouldn't have turned into a trigger and I'm leaving the restaurant. So that is, I guess you would consider that behavioral, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would, because you definitely zoned out, but it took a little bit kind of warming you up to go, what is wrong, and it was you didn't recognize anybody in the restaurant that you usually see that works there.
Right, and you pointed out a couple of people.
Yeah, and once you saw them, everything seemed to settle down.
Right. A physical warning sign could be noticed. Hold on a minute.
Oh, somebody wants to say hello.
Yes. Not my face. Turn around here.
Hello, Rocky.
Physical warning could be noticing a person has stopped shaving and looking after themselves. I think that's dealing with like going into either a depression or something of that nature, because I know for me, when I am going down into a depression, I do not want to bathe. I know it sounds nasty, but at that point I don't care. So I'm not sure if that's what they're talking about onto that.
I do the same thing.
Yeah. Behavioral warning signs could be that a person is refusing to leave the house. I don't think I've had that problem. I I like to leave the house. Now, my thing is,
I don't.
I know you don't. um,
I do not
I
like to leave the house.
I avoid certain places. That's a warning sign for me. I'll avoid certain places if my anxiety is going out of whack or whatever, and I don't like to go places by myself. So, emotional warning signs could be that a person gets angry very quickly. Here are a list of warning signs that a person might recognize in themselves. And you can recognize them in other people too, and hopefully be of assistance to them. Because Beth recognizes things in me. So,
And
experiencing
apparently, Melina recognizes things in me.
thoughts that justify. No, I'm not saying that. I'm sorry. Some of these here I will not say. Making excuses not to see your friends or family. Okay. If you're normally a family orientated person and all of a sudden you do not want to see anybody, then that could be a warning sign that something's maybe off. Let's see here. Feeling anxious about their thoughts and feelings. Beth, can you take this one because I'm kind of confused on it?
Read it to me one more time.
All right. Feeling anxious about their thoughts and feelings.
It could be that, like, when somebody gets something in their mind, like I've had a situation and it's played over and over and over in my mind.
Kind of like running thoughts.
Yeah, till I got it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that could be what it means. It may mean, the writer may have meant a totally different direction, but that's the way
Right.
it sounds to me.
Experiencing negative feelings, example, stress, loneliness, anxiety, depression, angry, and hopelessness. And now, even though I have Beth and I have her mom, I won't say her name, and I have other friends, there are times when I feel like I'm all alone, you know? But again, you have that saying, you could be all alone in a room full of 100 people.
Mm-hmm.
It's all as a matter of how you're feeling, you know? And
That's
if you do feel these things, if you feel, especially the depression or the hopelessness, you really need to start thinking about looking for someone to talk to. Mm-hmm. Feeling depressed, feeling sad, feeling lonely, feeling angry, feeling isolated. And the last one, if you do this one, seek help immediately. Feeling suicidal. Okay.
definitely.
The other ones, you can seek help, but with feeling suicidal, there is no time to waste. You immediately have to call somebody. Okay. And it's not a total list, you know. The warning signs will be different for everyone. So it's important that you consider what your personal warning signs are. And that's something that I wanted to point out. What mine are isn't what Beth's are. You know, what Beth's are isn't what Tom Joe down the road is. We're all individuals, so our own makeup will be our own makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So, positive feelings also influence behavior. It is not always obvious that people are feeling, but there are clues based on body language and on what people say or do. Yeah, that's where you have to pay attention to your body language. You know, like I wasn't doing anything but just staring this morning, but Beth knew because my body language had changed almost
Well,
immediately.
and you came close to having a tear in your eye.
Oh yeah. Now, triggers. Now they're different from warning signs. Triggers are what precedes or comes before your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. and can cause emotional and behavioral responses. Alternative words for triggers include cues and prompts. Internal triggers mean that they come from inside of you and include thoughts, feelings, attitudes linked to lifestyle problems. Examples of internal emotional triggers are feeling discontented, frustrated, bored, resented, stressed, and anxious. Now, they said the word bored. I don't know. Now, I'll get bored. Okay, I have plenty of stuff to do around here, but I'll get bored. But that's not a trigger for me. Okay, it's just that
Oh,
I
she
am bored.
knows. She knows. All she's got to do is come over here because she could clean out my freezer, mop my floors, make my bed,
Sometimes I don't feel like leaving
anything,
home though.
anything, so that she wouldn't be bored.
Sometimes I don't want to leave home. I like staying home with Rocky and chilling, but it drives
And
me nuts because I'm bored.
now rewind the tape because I think she said in the beginning that she didn't like.
I did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, gotcha. Woo, check. Beth won.
All right. External triggers comes from outside of you and includes things that can be seen or heard, like a police car with the sirens on. They can be situational and come from our daily routines. Walking through the kitchen may trigger us to open the fridge. They're saying possibly eating disorder.
I don't know how many times I open the door and look in there and go, "There's nothing in here," and there's
You got all kinds of stuff in there.
salad crap, eggs, just cheese, and I like nothing's in there.
They could also include drug, medication, and substance abuse misuse. Triggers often come at the beginning of a behavioral cycle, prompting a specific behavior and a subsequent behavior chain, kind of like that circle. For this reason, being aware of your triggers is essential so you can increase your ability to stop the cycle at the earliest opportunity. Um, and that's hard, and I'll admit it's hard because, like I said, if Beth wasn't there this morning, I probably would have just left. Um, I would not have been able to stop my own warning signs and into triggers. Um, and all it was I didn't recognize anybody, and I'm used to going into that restaurant seeing people that I know. Um, so there are some things I'm starting to become aware of with my triggers, like the anxiety with a lot of people. I've been working on that for a while now, and I am getting better. Although, if my anxiety is already high, I know enough not to get myself into that situation. So I guess that's what it's saying, to kind of like be aware of what your triggers are. So hopefully
That's
you
what it sounds like.
can like increase your ability to stop them. So, and that is actually it. We went through that rather quickly.
We did because I thought you had some circles and graphs and
No,
things and
I
okay,
wanted to keep it simple.
fantastic.
Just keep it simple today. Last week was a hard week, and this week's a hard week, so I wanted it simple. So, do you have anything to add about triggers or warning signs?
No, I mean you covered it pretty well because it's true. I mean everybody has different triggers of their own and things that catch, and it's kind of like some of the things that we've talked about before. Is you may not even realize it, or the a little thing that seems so insignificant to somebody else. Like I would never have even thought that just because um, the serving staff this morning was somewhat different from the regular serving staff, that would have affected Melina. And it's just like she with me, sometimes the simplest of things and that I fly off the handle of just because it just hit me wrong. But yet on another day, the same thing can happen and it affects me and not at all.
Mm-hmm.
So God made us all special, different
Mm-hmm.
in his light, in his love, in his way. And we all have to be mindful of that with others.
We're all unique.
That's right.
So, well, I guess this is it for this week. Hopefully, because I don't pick my topics until midweek. It depends on what I'm going through. Let's hope next week is going to be a lighter subject. But I won't know until next week. So I'll talk at you all later.
And
Take
don't
care.
forget, be good to you.